Okay.
Hi there, Paul with Silverhammer Inspections here doing your walkthrough on 234 Meadowlark. We're going to start with the utilities. I'm going to show you where they are, how to turn them on, how to turn them off. We'll talk about your exterior. We're going to talk about your roof and attic, and then we'll go inside. We'll talk about the interior. This is for you, not the phone. Any questions, you let me know, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Water supply is over here on the southwest corner. We've called out a couple of maintenance deficiencies in this area, and that's just due to the boxes being full of debris. They just haven't been cleared out in some time, and there's lots of pictures and videos of the actual deficiency in the report. But this should be cleared out. You can contact a utility company for that box. For your secondary shutoff, this should be a secondary water shutoff right here, and I did uncover it so that you can see it, but this box needs to be cleaned out as well. So just a little maintenance in this area will take care of those.
Okay.
All right. And we're just going to do the exterior. I'll talk about the utilities as we come to them.
Okay.
Garage door was opening and closing appropriately. Safety features operating. Nothing to note there. You have had a little bit of fascia damage, water damage, at some capacity on all sides of the building, and this is due to your gutters. So this gutter on the front here is separating on the east and west side. You can see where it's just starting to come out from the fascia a little bit, and water is splashing up against your fascia boards, causing a little bit of water damage. So we did recommend a gutter contractor to come out here and shore up your gutter system just to make sure that nothing is leaking and getting behind those gutters in between the fascia and the gutter system.
Got it.
Okay. Let's cruise around to the west side here. We've got a little bit of bubbling to your paint. I initially thought this was water at first, but there is no sprinklers in this area. It's definitely not coming off of the roof and running down. We'd see some water staining, something of that nature. So we are starting to get some bubbling of the paint due to heat. And on the south and west side is where you're going to get that. So it's just getting
the sun.
The brunt of that afternoon sun, and the Arizona sun just does a number on building materials.
Okay.
So we did call out a painting contractor for any repairs or maintenance that are needed in this area. That being said, you want to keep an eye on your south and west exteriors. Every 6 months, just take a look at them, because the Arizona sun, there's no way around it. It just beats on building materials.
It sure does.
All of your gates and fencing look very nice and neat. Nothing to call out, but you just want to keep an eye on the paint here. If it does start to chip off too much, you don't want any rusting happening to your metal. You want to make sure that protective covering is intact.
Okay, and this is where the they're keeping their recycle and trash can, just for inside this gate.
On the north side here, nothing to note here. The paint job, minus what we just saw, is really nice.
Yeah.
They did a really good job. It's just that sun that's been beating on that west side. Wasn't able to access the shed today. It's locked. I don't have a key.
Oh, the front door key doesn't work on it?
I didn't have a key. I had a door code. I have no key. There's no super box.
Okay. I'll look around inside and see.
I didn't have it as part of the inspection today anyways. We would have to charge to inspect it. But
Okay.
It's just a shed. It does look like there's a little electrical going to it.
Yeah, there's electrical there.
That outlet works. But you will see the shed is not inspected just because I can't get in.
Okay.
Yeah, I peeked in.
It's full of
looks
stuff.
Fine. It's full of stuff, but everything looks fine.
Okay.
You don't have any water damage to the ceiling or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I can find the key.
All right, on the north side, took a picture of your fire pit. Everything looks nice and neat there. There's no gas going to it. No gas to the property. It was plumbed for gas at one point, and I think they just removed the meter. Is that correct? Is that accurate?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
so.
I haven't found a gas meter, but I have had see plumbs behind the oven, behind the dryer. So it was plumbed for gas at one point, but right now I don't think there's any gas coming.
Okay.
To the property. All right, heating and cooling. You've got two mini splits. That's these little units here. One for what we're calling the office, and another one for the northeast bedroom, I believe.
Okay.
And both of those were working fine, heating and cooling. I've tested heating and cooling for all of the units today, and everything working appropriately.
Okay.
This is going to be your heat pump for the main house. That's going to do heating and cooling as well.
Okay.
Okay, and I believe it was a 15. Let me just double check here. Yes, I believe it was a 15 5-ton unit, so appropriately sized.
Okay.
Relatively new. Nothing to note with the heating and cooling today. Everything
Okay.
working great. We've got your main electrical supply here. I am unable to determine the max amperage today
Okay.
because of the documentation is completely gone.
Oh no.
Yeah, safe to assume that it is a 200 max amp. The main shutoff says 200.
Okay.
But in the report, you're going to see unknown because I can't see the documentation.
Okay.
But I'd be shocked if it wasn't a 200 max amp.
Okay.
Okay. You don't have any room, from what it looks like, in this main panel. When we get to the garage, there's a sub panel that has been wired, but there are no breakers in it. You've got probably 20 places
Okay.
to
So you
put
could,
new
that's
breakers
where
and
you would
electrical.
add.
You could
Okay.
add anything you wanted to this house.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what they wanted
Yep.
to know. So they could put in solar.
And I'll comment on that further once we get into the garage.
Awesome.
Okay. Call out a little bit of negative grading in this area, and that's just due to the construction of the pavers. You can see where they've created this little lip here. So any water that gets onto this concrete pad is just going to settle right here,
there.
back against these pavers. Yeah. So you're starting to
Okay.
see a little bit of staining, some evidence of a little bit of ponding on the concrete.
Gotcha.
Yep. There's a couple different things you could do. You could adjust these materials so that the water is draining over the pavers, you know, and down and out away from the property.
You could make like a ramp sort
Exactly.
of. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
No traditional irrigation timer on the building, just the hose timers,
Okay.
and that's outside of our scope. But I have memorialized the equipment and noted that they're there, and everything looks to be operating appropriately.
Okay.
Dryer vent here. This is going to be your condensate drain line for the air handler in the laundry room.
Okay.
So it goes from the heat pump over there to your air handler, and then it's distributed throughout the property.
Okay.
All right. Nothing else to note. We do have a little bit of fascia and soffit water damage in this area. You can see a little bit of separation.
Okay.
All right, continuing on, you see the second mini split. This is for that northeast bedroom. And again, working fine, heating and cooling. Zero deficiencies on the property today as far as heating and cooling goes.
Okay.
A little more of the same, just starting to get a little bit of water damage to your fascia.
This fence look okay to you?
It does.
Okay.
This one here, you mean?
With this one
This
here. That would be
I
theirs,
thought it was
right?
on their property, so I didn't really look at it too good. But
Okay.
it looks fine. It's not leaning or anything like that. Nice and secure.
Just needs some paint.
Yeah. Just a little
Okay.
weathering to the materials. But
Okay.
yeah, that's definitely on their property.
That's on theirs. Okay. That's what I thought
Yeah.
by the way it was facing, but I
Yep,
wasn't
and the
sure.
retaining wall as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There's actually a gap between. Got it. Okay.
Wastewater cleanout. I had functional flow on all of the drains today. Nothing was draining slow by any means.
Okay.
If you ever experience any issues with the drainage, this is where you direct the plumber and he'll take care of the rest.
And did you do a sewer scope?
I don't personally, but we did hire somebody, and that will be bundled in with your building inspection
Okay,
report. So
okay.
you'll get the radon will come later because it takes 48 hours, but you'll
Yeah.
get the building, the termite, and the sewer and scope bundled in when you get your report.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Window has a failed seal. This is the only one I found on the property. It's going to be hard to see, especially through a foam, but you can see a little bit of evidence of fogging.
Little hazing.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit of fogging in the pane there.
Okay, so that's in the dining room. Okay. Oh no, that's in the back bedroom. That's in the bedroom with the 2 twin beds. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Everything else looks good. Yeah, I've noted you're missing a couple of screens in various areas with the casement windows.
With these little ones down here.
Correct. In a couple
Okay.
of different areas on the south side here as well.
I saw some in the garage.
There was a
so-
couple of them, but I
Yeah.
just want to note in case they're not all here that you guys
Okay,
know about it.
good point.
We've got a shrunken seal is what we call this. It's just starting to warp a little bit and just starting to show some age and weathering.
Okay.
Yep, nothing big.
Okay.
This is the worst of the gutter separation. You can see where it's completely separated from the fascia, and that's what causes the water damage to the fascia.
Got it. Okay. I did notice that the first time I
Yep.
came, the fascia.
I don't know if I'm
Whoops.
gonna get bad luck stepping in that circle.
Right.
So missing screens.
Okay.
I called out a little bit of settlement to the pavers in various locations. You're starting to
Yeah.
get a little bit of a trip hazard here.
And right there.
Right, yeah, you can see the big dip. That was the big
Yeah,
one for sure.
we
yeah.
noticed that.
And then vegetation contacting the structure in a couple different places. No termite activity today, but just for some education on how termites work. When they go in their reproductive phase, they go airborne, they swarm, wind will take them wherever it takes them. Where they land, if the conditions are right, they will stay and eat whatever they can. So
Okay.
keeping all vegetation 4 to 6 inches away from the house, no excessive
So
moisture.
trim it up.
Yep, we'll make sure your house stays termite free.
Okay.
Okay, any questions regarding exterior or utilities?
No.
Perfect.
Okay.